Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today I wanted to talk with you a bit about something that's not exactly in the home recording genre, if you will, but it certainly has something to do with how you work. Basically, I realize this isn't really a home recording video, but your internet speed can certainly have an effect on your workflow, so I thought it might be important. Recently, I purchased a Apple AirPort Extreme router, and I wanted to do a range test to just give an example of how effective this device could be in an average home. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically show you the home that this particular device is installed in, and also talk a bit about the parameters that I used for the testing, and give you results from each of the rooms in the house so you can actually see and get a feel for the range of the device. First, let me say that it's a really cool design, and I'll show you a quick video after this so you can see it. But if you really want to find out about setup and the features and stuff, there's plenty of videos on YouTube to find that out. So I would do a search on that. This is really going to talk more about the performance. Okay, so a couple of parameters. First, I'm using Comcast Blast, which is basically a cable modem service that they advertise 50 megabits per second download, 10 megabits per second upload. When I connect my laptop, which is a Dell PC, to the AirPort Extreme, I generally get speeds in an average of about 57 megabits per second download and about 11 megabits per second upload. For the testing, I'm using an iPhone 5 with the latest release of firmware as of September 2013. I'm using the speed test app for the iPhone, and I'm connecting to the closest server to where I live, and I'm basically using that same server every time for each test. The home that I live in has basically about 3,200 square feet, and that includes the basement, which is actually where the AirPort Extreme is installed, and I'll show you that in a second. When I did the testing, I stood in the center of the room, of each room, and with the door closed to really get the best environment, if you will. In each room, I had an average of. I basically took 3 tests and did an average of that, so you can get a good feel for what you can expect. And as far as ceiling heights, and I'll show you some views here in a second, the basement is 8 foot high, and the floors, the first and second floors, the ceilings are 9 feet high. Okay, so that gives you an idea of what the home's like. But again, I'm going to show you some diagrams of that. So now, let me just show you a quick video here of what the AirPort Extreme looks like. All right, so here you have your AirPort Extreme. It's got a pretty monolithic design. You've got your Apple logo on top there. It's pretty weighty. It's got the power supply built in, which is nice. 3 Ethernet ports, USB port, and your bottom Ethernet port is for your network, and there's your power connection fan on the below there. Pretty nice design. So now let's take a look at the home itself and how that's laid out. Okay, so this is the front view of the home. You can see it's about 43 feet wide, if you will, and about 30 feet high. Basement, again, is 8-foot ceilings, and the first and second floor 9-foot ceilings. This kind of gives you an idea. It's not exact, but it gives you an idea of where the wall spacing is on each of the floors. And you can see in the bottom right-hand side, that red dot, that's basically where the AirPort is installed. It's about 7 feet off the ground, and just basically to the end of my studio. Okay, so this is a view from the top. Basically, you've got my studio there all the way on the right, and you see that red dot, that's where the AirPort is installed. It's about 7 feet off the ground on top of a bookshelf. Next to that, you have an exercise area and a family room. So here you can see that on that first floor, I'm getting pretty consistent rates, basically right about 57 megabits per second and right about 11 megabits per second download. So it's super fast, and no complaints. I mean, I'm basically getting the full use of the service that I pay for. So let's take a look at the first floor. Alrighty, so here we have the first floor, and you can see we have 8 rooms that need service, wireless service. You can see in that area to the right side how those rooms that are clustered around where the router is below all have pretty good service. Room 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, you can see very good reception. No complaints there. But as we get to the left side of the first floor, room 2 is still doing okay, because I guess there's not a whole lot of walls that the signal has to go through. But once we get up into the upper right hand corner or left hand corner there, room 1, you can see the wireless signal degrades quite a bit, down to 12.7. So that's always been a problem area in the house with any router I've had before, even with extenders. That's been a problem area. So not too worried about that. Even on the deck, if you look where the deck is, getting pretty nice service, and that's going through outer walls, insulation, cinder block, etc. So I'm very happy with the range that we got here. Again, this is, you remember the router is, you can see the blue spot where the blue and purple spot where the router is. That's only about 2 feet below where the floor is of the first floor, because the router is raised in the basement. So now let's take a look at what the second floor looks like. Okay, now on the second floor, we have 6 rooms that need service here. Now again, remember we're about 11 feet above where the router is, maybe 12 feet above where the router is to the floor of the second floor. So I had heard that this router has a 16-foot vertical range, so we're well within that. Even if we're standing, or you figure in the middle of the room, it's going to be well within that. So again, clustered around where that blue and purple dot is, you can see the rates are pretty good, 44.9 and 10.6. Even in the room 11 there, we're getting 39. So in that cluster, pretty good, pretty happy with that. But if you go over to the left side of the home, I've got, it's a consistent degraded service in those 2 rooms. And again, that has a lot to do with the walls, the number of walls that the signal has to go through. I'm sure that if this router was located in the central part of the house, that we would probably have pretty good service throughout the whole entire house, pretty consistent service. But because it's all the way to that right side, the left side, the far left side is going to suffer. But again, on this floor, I'm very, very happy with the Wi-Fi reception that we're getting, and the actual data speeds when using the internet in each of these rooms. I can tell you, testing it, it's really, really good. Considering before I had a Linksys router in the basement with an extension on the first floor, and I still was having a hard time getting signal on the second floor. So my conclusion is that the AirPort Extreme is a powerful router that really has solid reach in a home environment. I hope that this demonstration or this study will give you an idea of how the type of range you're going to get in your home. Again, walls are going to be different. Everything's going to be different in each home. So I'm not saying that you're going to get these rates. Certainly, it's going to depend on how your home is built. You may have lead walls, for all I know, but I'm sure you don't. But on the basic home that's about it's like about 12-year-old home, okay, that's built in construction that was used in the last decade, here's the type of rates that you're getting based upon a simple configuration. So hopefully this will help you make your decision. My conclusion is I'm really glad that I bought it. I had thought I was going to need an Apple AirPort for an extension. I don't think I need that at all. And I think that this is certainly adequate for and more than adequate for the environment that I put it in. So hope this was helpful. Please comment and subscribe. If you know somebody who's looking for an AirPort and wants to know about range study, have them check this video out, and please feel free to share it with others. Again, thanks for watching, and have a great day.